125 miles north of San Francisco, near the Mendocino coast, Roederer Estate Winery has been quietly developing its own vineyards and crafting fine wines from the Anderson Valley. In 1988, Roederer debuted the first California sparkling wine produced by Champagne Louis Roederer. Building upon a 200-year tradition of winemaking excellence from his family-owned company, Roederer's unique winemaking style is based on two elements: complete ownership of its vineyards and the addition of oak-aged reserved wines to each year's blend. The Anderson Valley offers the cool climate and well-drained soils that are ideally suited to the Roederer winemaking style. 480 acres of premium grapes, and for the next 3 weeks, it's harvest time.
Basically, you have a very narrow timing of those 3 weeks where everything is to be made right and perfect. It's exciting, it's once a year. You don't have a second chance. When we decide it's ready to be picked, then we have maximum 48 hours to go and pick those grapes. We need to be fast-acting to pick the grapes when they're just right.
The guys in the field have an enormous amount of experience in harvesting grapes, and I have a lot of respect for these individuals. Roederer Estate has about 480 acres of grapes, and we'll probably harvest this year around 1,800 tons of fruit.
The grapes are picked in the vineyard, then delivered by the tractors directly to the crush pad at the winery. We will use those grapes, whole cluster, and dump them directly in a large press. And the idea is to extract at low pressure, so very gently, the juice from those berries. Nice, sweet, and good acidity. So we're in the tank room. Beautiful aromas of apples and pear. This is the secret place of the house. This is the jewel of the crown. That's where we store and age the wine in reserve in oak casks. We have 64 of those units. So the first wine is the Roederer Estate multi-vintage brut. We use 10% of reserve wine, aged in oak casks for about 5 years. The second wine is the Roederer Estate multi-vintage rosé. It's a 55% Pinot Noir, 45% Chardonnay. The third one is l'Hermitage, what we call the tête de cuvée. And the tête de cuvée is the best wines of a specific vintage. It's also unique in its fact that it's aged for 5 years in the bottle. The blend is 52% Chardonnay and 48% Pinot Noir. So this is the l'Hermitage Rosé. It is very unique in its class. We make the rosé by adding a very small percentage of red wine. That's what it creates that very nice color. That kind of delicate color calls for those delicate flavors behind it.
The legacy of Roederer Estate is the story of the long-term commitment of a family to craft wines of the utmost quality, authentically California, but with that French character that is uniquely Roederer.